try to make me feel embarrassed. Their attempts have been in vain, but they tell me I'm the one with problems. They're the ones who are insane, so for those who want but won't admit it, you shouldn't be like that, cause you could be 20% cooler and 10 seconds slower. Shout it out. I'm proud to be a Brony. Yeah, yeah. I'm proud to be a Brony.
Hello mayors and gentle colts, my fellow bronies. Welcome to another special edition of I'm Brony and I'm Proud. I've got Patrick and Savannah with me, and joining us later, Lee and Sam from the Shake-Ups in Ponyville. G'day, guys.
Hi!
How's it going, Patrick and Savannah?
Fantastic.
Marvelous. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Gosh, it's been a year since we last chat?
Time flies.
It certainly does. At that time, I was in Brisbane, and now I'm back in the southern state of Victoria. And what about you guys? Last time we talked, it was Pony Power Pop, and a lot has been happening since then, with views just rising with the YouTube channel and so forth. So talk about the last 12 months with the Shake-Ups.
It's been a very big year for us. The most important development is that we have a 7-piece band now, whereas before we had 5 of us. It's hard for me to keep it straight. Lee on bass, Sam on vocals, and we've also added our friend Ed Cho, who was the original other guitarist from the Shake-Ups back before we were a pony band. He's come back to the fold to play some lead guitar on the new album and also to play some live shows with us. So it's very exciting. The sheer number of people that show up to perform generates even more excitement at the live gigs. It was super fun recording it and capturing that to play it for people as well.
Absolutely. Speaking of the new album, Rock Candy, what spurred it on? Talking about the process and more. Over to you, Patrick.
Part of it was just the excitement that was generated by having new people in the band. We had a bigger sound, and we really wanted to explore that. So that was one of the aspects. Another one was that we were playing more conventions over the past year than ever before, starting at New York City PonyCon last February, and then going on to Cider Fest and the My Little Pony Fair and Gen Con, several other conventions here in the States. And since we were playing for more people at more events, we were more inspired, I guess, maybe to put out new material. And then, of course, we had My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 5, which had just a lot of inspiration in it for me as a writer. And so I just happened to crank out a new batch of songs very quickly. As far as the process, it was a more complicated process than we've ever had before, just because there were more vocalists and parts to record. We have 4 vocalists now, and we have 2 guitar players instead of 1. And because we were so busy, there was less rehearsal time. Fortunately, several of us have worked together for quite a while, so we were able to lay down a lot of the guitar and drum parts very seamlessly without too much extra rehearsal time. I was very conscious about making sure there were key moments on the album for each member of the band, I guess I would say. Like, I wanted to make sure each vocalist had a song sort of showcasing that person and the character that they play within the band. Certainly a balancing act going on, at least to make it an album that was representative of the whole band. And that is something that we haven't had before to such an extent. And we were just all very excited to be involved with it. And we were getting a lot of positive energy back from the fan base, as you said, with all of the YouTube views and social media attention. We just wanted to go further than we had gone before, I guess. So we just had as much fun with it as possible.
Fantastic. And with your brother/sister band, 5-Year Mission, boldly go where no Brony has gone before.
That's right. Live long and prosper.
And with the consistent communication through social media that the Shake-Ups is probably quite well known for at the moment, that's probably helped a lot when it comes to generating awareness of the band. When it comes to performing conventions, how do they seek you out?
It varies from convention to convention. Some of them contact us, whereas other ones we will contact. We basically just sort of keep a lookout in our sort of regional area what conventions are coming through, try to gauge if we're available for them and if they would be worth doing and if our fans would be there, if we would have a significant fan base there to see us play. We like doing not just My Little Pony conventions, but other more general sci-fi and fantasy sort of conventions as well. And those have actually been quite successful for us too. Gen Con in particular was our most successful show of 2015, I think. And that was a more general gaming convention. We're just excited to get out there, honestly. So we just look for good opportunities to do that.
Our best opportunities have come to us when our fans have gone to their local convention, asked those coordinators to have us. That's worked out very well for us in the past. It just puts us in a better position. Sometimes we contact people organizing conventions and they don't know who we are. It just works out better. Other people ask for us first.
What we do is a little bit different than most Brony musicians we've played alongside. because our music is accessible to all ages. So we can play shows for children or shows for adults and everything in between. So a lot of the time, organizers have to see us to understand what it is that we do. And once they see us, they realize that we have a broader appeal than some of the other musicians on the scene. We like to take an acoustic guitar out and entertain people while they're waiting in line. Just go into the lobby and play an impromptu number. When we played at Ciderfest recently, they were having some electrical issues, and we actually went out into the lobby while everyone was waiting to come into the show and played an impromptu acoustic set for them, just because we wanted to make sure everybody was having a good time and wasn't turned away, that they were entertained, because we all need to have fun at these events. It is a lot of work for us sometimes, but I feel like it's worth it because we do make that connection with the fans and we are able to enjoy what we're doing so much.
And that act of kindness at Ciderfest has actually become legendary worldwide, so congratulations.
Thank you.
We did not know that. Neat.
It really has. It has been the topic of quite a few conversations, not just in the States, but over even here. It's found its way to Australian shores. People can't help but smile with the shake-ups.
Thanks so much. I think our latest group of conventions started off with PonyCon in New York. That one was a really significant convention for us. We met Ingrid Nilsson, who plays Maud Pie on the show. And as you may remember from our last conversation and from our previous album, we're big Maud Pie fans. So we actually got to do the rock song with her live on stage, and she played Maud and recited the lines from that for us. And that was a really fun moment. Then we also got to perform with Daniel Ingram himself and Andrea Libman from the show when we did Find the Music in You. And so we had a super great time at PonyCon. And I think the enthusiasm from that just kind of carried through the rest of what we did last year.
So now let's discuss some of the tracks from Rock Candy. The Stare, I Didn't Listen, and already a favorite of mine, Rock Candy Friendship, as well as what it's like working with Lee and Sam and other band members.
Well, some of the songs were sort of large ensemble group songs, and some of the songs were meant to highlight a particular member of the band. And so The Stare, for instance, and I Didn't Listen were both songs that were highlighting the full group. As far as The Stare goes, I've already written Pink Butterflies on the first album about Fluttershy and the sweetness of her character. And then we had another song on our last album, Pony Power Pop, which was a duet with Fluttershy and Discord. And so this time, I thought I would go a different route and focus on Fluttershy's dark side. And so we had a lot of fun with The Stare, sort of playing against people's expectations. And that was a really fun one to lay down. I Didn't Listen, which is one of the most recent singles we put out, was also great fun. And for me, party favor character that song was inspired by was sort of the kickoff to My Little Pony Season 5. I felt like that and the whole Starlit Glimmer situation sort of kickstarted that as one of our opening salvo songs from the new album. Again, it was very fun to work on that particular song. In contrast to that, we have Rock Candy Friendship, which is just Savannah and I on the track. She had written a little spoken word piece, sort of a sequel to Rock Song from our last album. It was perfect because we decided on the Rock Candy theme for the album. So Rock Candy Friendship seemed like a good sequel to Rock Song. She had this spoken word piece, and I sequenced some parts to go with that. And I'm going to put this over to Savannah so she can talk more about working on the lyrics to that.
What I was going to say was there was a joke in just sort of our hanging out and our playing in front of people once we were compared to the B-52s. And so there was a bit of a joke about doing a parody of Rock Lobster. That kind of somehow developed out of that a little bit. I also just liked the science puns.
Science!
Science!
For science!
Weird science.
The first single we put out off the new album was called Equestrian Smash, and it was our long-awaited DJ Pone 3 song. And this particular one, we wanted to do something that would sort of honor the character, but also do it in our own style. It's kind of an 80s dance sort of number with some electric guitar thrown in and some synth sounds. We integrated live and synthetic drums for that track. So that was kind of a challenge for our drummer, Steve. He had a good time working on it. When you hear it, there's live drums mixed with the electronic drums. So that was fun to work on for him. And I think Lee also got into that one since it was very highlighting of the rhythm section. And then we have Special Agent Sweetie Drops, which is a little spy tune dedicated to the character from episode 100 that we found out as a secret agent for Princess Celestia. And that one was sung by our own Sam Applesass. She gave it a very Shirley Bassey sort of tone, and I think it worked out really well. And I got to play some surf guitar on that one, so that was a lot of fun for me as well. And then we also had our other vocalist, Bitsy, who sings the Luna lullaby, Counting Magic Sheep, and that closes out the album on a somber and tender note. And that one was also a lot of fun to work work on with her.
Technically, there are quite a few notes because it's a song.
Oh god. Oh god, that was good.
As far as working with Lee and Sam goes, it's been a lot of fun having them in the band. It's been over a year now that we've been working together. It's great for Savannah and I because, of course, they're another married couple and they're also into My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where before we would sometimes have to coerce our band members to play some of these songs publicly. Lee and Sam delight in it. When we work together, it just really brings the energy to a whole new level, and it's been super fun, and we really enjoy working with them.
And it makes practices more fun. Sometimes we sit and we watch ponies. It's just more fun, and we all go to the conventions together, sing silly songs as we drive in the car, and so on and so forth. It just makes tabling and doing all of the conventions and makes everything just more fun.
And on that note, welcome back, Lee and Sam. How's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
It's going good.
Super good.
Super good. I like that. Not just good, but super good. Almost like Super Grover. There we go.
It almost made me spit water out of my mouth, man.
Oh, sorry.
That was perfect.
Before I ask this question, I have to ask, do you classify yourselves as bronies?
I never really thought about it before. I just am.
Oh.
But that's neither here nor there. One day I sat down to try to figure out why everybody was losing their minds over My Little Pony, because I somehow magically missed it as a kid in the 80s. I sat down and I watched it, and it was amazing. Probably because it's written and made by people that are the same age as me. Just as funny. So it's pretty good stuff. I couldn't get enough of it. Basically, I just sprang fully formed from Hasbro as a person who likes My Little Pony.
Fantastic. And Lee, did you sprout the same way?
Well, when your wife sits you down and says, honey, there's something I need to show you. This is amazing. You just go with it. And that was the end of that story. I think of myself more as a brony ally. I'm a huge fan of the show. You don't sink a bunch of time and effort into making a pony guitar if you're not into the show.
Oh, yes.
My Little Pony is just a fantastic property and franchise. The show is important for many different reasons. Huge supporter there.
Listeners, if you're curious to see what a brony guitar looks like, check out the photos on the Shake Ups in Ponyville Facebook page.
Arms race that was the two boys making their pony guitars, more fancy than each other's.
So how did you guys meet Patrick and Savannah and in turn joining the Shake Ups in Ponyville? This is more of a question for you, Lee. You're the one that got Sam into the band as well.
Yeah, that's right. I actually met Patrick through a friend of ours, Mike Rittenhouse, who started 5 Year Mission. Also, for a while, was playing bass for the Shake Ups. When I heard Mike may be leaving the Shake Ups, he's got several other bands that he was focusing on. I just called up Patrick one day and was like, so, here you might need a bassist. Did you know that I also play bass and I like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? And he goes, you don't say.
He was a lot more excited about it at home. He was jumping around like, oh my gosh, what should I do? Should I call Patrick and say, oh my gosh, wait, I have to create my own cosplay for this before I ask them, just in case they want to see what I got.
I don't know how accurate that impression of me is, but I did throw on an impromptu Rarely and pose for some photos with my bass guitar. And I think what I said in the email was, I think you guys need a Rarely. I just brought a fully formed character to the table before I'd even talked to them about it. And that's probably what won Patrick over. And then he said, we're playing a gig like next week. Do you want to, come watch us and see how we do things? And I said, yeah. From then it was smooth sailing from there. Once I started learning more about the band that Bitsy was in, I'd seen Bitsy play with the band pre-Pony when they're just main Shake-Ups material, but I didn't know that she had moved out of state. Patrick mentioned something about Bitsy can't make it as much anymore. And then I said, well, my wife is also a vocalist. She got me into the show. That was that.
I didn't know about any of that, actually. Lee was just like, hey, I'm going to go to practice. You want to come with me? I was like, okay. And I got there. He's like, hey, now that we're here, want to sing some songs? I was like, sure. Okay. Hey, this is fun.
Is that what it was like from your side of it?
Yes.
You make it sound like I tricked you into it.
The one person you forgot to tell about all that was me. So
you took the photos of me in the costume.
Yeah.
You knew I was trying to join the band.
I knew that.
The Shake Ups in Ponyville's greatest secrets revealed.
That was real insider info, yeah.
And that's a perfect segue to what's it like working with Patrick and Savannah and graphic design, and Sam is in on that action as well. So talk about that.
I mean, we're all just friends. It's really easy. This is just one of the things that we all do together, in addition to going to dinner, watching movies, just normal friend stuff. And then when we go to shows and conventions with the band, it's just an extension of that. The band gives us an excuse to be all official and stuff, but we'd be doing most of this anyway without the band. Since my day job is in graphic design and art, I draw comics, I put out a book series. So they already knew I had that going when I joined the band. So eventually I started doing posters, album art. Sam also helps design a lot of our merch too, because Sam also does graphic design and art as a day job. So it's a great asset to have when you're in a band, at least one band member who can do those things.
2 is even better.
Technically, it's 3 because I believe Bitsy does graphic design as well.
Stop being so talented, you guys. Stop it.
Never.
Ever!
Fool the world!
And Sam, talk about your side of things when it comes to working with Patrick and Savannah and all the other things that comes with being a shake-up.
Oh, it's just the worst. I mean, I come over to their house and Savannah makes tea and feeds me cookies. And then they're all like nice to me and junk.
She's just in it for the tea and cookies, I think.
Yeah, seriously. Just the tea and cookies. I'm all about the tea and cookies.
That was all about that bass.
Let's
Then
drop the
album.
bass, guys.
No. We put a lot of time into that bass. We can't drop it.
It has decals.
It's very pretty.
You guys are absolutely wonderful. It was such a great dynamic with Patrick and Savannah. But with 4 shake-ups in the room, oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I'm impressed by putting an album out and having so much fun. You're getting so much done and having fun at the same time. So it's truly amazing. And just showing you just love what you do, and dedication to the fandom is just without saying. What's not without saying? Sam, how else do you service the band? And I know how that came out.
It's a children's show!
Oh, please leave it. It's perfect. Also, rephrase your question.
And Sam, Lee's talking about doing graphic design for the band, and I understand you do that as well.
Oh, yeah. Lee and I both came from a background of art, illustration, and graphic design and all that fun stuff. We actually met because we were both making comics at the time. So we've both been in a completely different convention circuit for many, many years before we joined the Shake-Ups. It's like streamlined stuff, man. Create some things for our convention setup. Wham, bam, one and done to get everything set up in a cohesive way that people can see what we got. And I also kind of can't stop drawing ponies. So I just started drawing so many ponies. Did a couple of illustrations of every one of our band pony sonas. And recently I did the cover on the new album. It's actually kind of a combination image on the front. I did the ponies and Lee did the type work on the cover. And every other bit of the album Lee had done. He did the illustration on the back cover and the layout on the inside and the disc art. But those ponies on the front, those are mine.
Awesome. And it's great to hear that you're such good collaborators, not just couples, but as band members and so on. So that leads me to the next question, which is, what is the best thing about being in a Brony band and why? Yeah, and starting with you, Sam.
For me, I think I really enjoy being in a band that plays original music. Before I was with the Shake-Ups, I did a stint with a 10-piece jazz band, and we played like swing music and all kinds of super fun stuff like that, which is a completely different sort of sound and tone, but it's all standards, and it's stuff that's been around for a long time. So getting to see something new that a lot of the times, at least on the new album, I helped suss out a couple of harmonies that I get to sing, which is super duper fun because I really like them. It's a completely different experience getting to sing new music that's not just me singing something that someone else has already put out. And
Covers.
yeah, singing covers is just the birds. I'm done with that. Do new stuff from now on. It's great. I love it.
So what you're saying is the best part is Patrick
Yeah.
and his uncanny songwriting chops.
We all just have crushes on Patrick, don't we?
That was my answer too, was going to be Patrick is the best thing about being in a Brony band.
Dang it, Patrick.
Needless to say, I agree.
Well, you're married to him. You're allowed to have a crush on Patrick.
Fair
It's a little weird when another married couple has a crush on your husband.
No, it's okay. I'll share. I mean, wait, no. Not the way that sounded. I swear.
And not to leave you guys hanging, Patrick and Savannah, what is the best thing about being in the Shake-Ups? Starting with you, Patrick.
First of all, being in a band with my wife is a lot of fun. We make a great team, and it's fun to be able to do it in this creative and fun and positive environment. And that's true of the rest of the band, too. I've been friends with all of the people in the band for a long time. everybody is friends and we all get along and we have a great time together. And it just makes it so much more fun than any other band I've ever been in. I hope we do it for a long time to come.
And what about you, Savannah? Definitely some sweet words to come from Patrick.
It would be twofold: magic of friendship and getting to be in a band with all of these people that I love, in particular, my honey bunny, and making music about magical ponies, and hugs. Hugs from happy children.
I thought that was the main source of your strength.
I think I'm diabetic now. That was too sweet.
So that's how Fluttershy charges up the stair.
Yes.
Speaking of kids, doing it for the kids. So what are your thoughts on the community? Starting with you, Sam.
Well, I really enjoy the children. They are the light of my life because it's, for many of them, the very first rock show they get to go to. As a kid who went to so many rock and roll shows growing up, like I went on family trips to music all over the place, family vacation to Bonnaroo for no reason at all. It's just the coolest thing ever to see these kids go, wow, I'm so grown up, I get to go to a rock show and this stuff is actually good. It's about my favorite thing in the world, ponies, oh man. And they lose it and it's just the best. And then you see the adults and it's even better because they're losing their minds about a bunch of people in wigs playing really cool rock and roll songs about ponies.
Awesome. Over to you, Lee.
I've always been really big into doing all ages material, whether it's my comics, which are all ages fantasy adventure series of books, and or the music. That's a big important part for me. Support the show that way, and being in the band is one of the ways I can do that. The kids are great at the shows, especially kids of friends and family. It's been really a blast and something that I'll probably cherish for a long time.
You raise a good point. I almost forgot that creatively speaking, it's a lot harder to be all ages than it is to be vulgar. It's a lot more satisfying. Kids are fun.
Like you guys said, kids of all ages.
Exactly.
Not just kids aged from 5 to 12, but all the way through to 80 or 100, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, my grandpa's into it and he's 87. It's great.
A lot of people in the fandom, and we're enjoying something that lets us celebrate the kid in us all, and we're all grown-ups and we adore it. We try to keep our art more like that, and there's a lot of people in the community that make their art in a way that excludes some people, and so we try to keep it children of all ages.
Like My Little Pony, friendship is magic itself.
Thanks for that, Patrick and Savannah. And remember to check out the new album Rock Candy, as well as Pony Power Pop, Main Event, and much more.
www.theshakeups.net.
Hashtag the more you know. So thank you, Lee, Sam, Patrick, and Savannah for being on I'm Brony and I'm Proud. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all on the program. And I'm sure there's more shakeups to come. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you!
Thanks.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been I'm Brony and I'm Proud. Lucky Knight speaking. Thanks for listening. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at IBAIPshow. Proud to be a Brony. Intro and outro by Black Griffin. My Little Pony, friendship is magic.
My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be.